Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Empath, and I just like doing these little talks on how I feel about things. And I feel pretty good. I had a productive day. I just did about 47 minutes of a meditate state, some shamanic drums, you know. So I'm all blissed out. I'm all zen. Yeah, I was gonna go down, see if I could find part of a river, see if I can go take some pictures. But I just stay in. Who knows? But I always get a little second one in the afternoon, evening, once people have done their evening commute. I just hate traffic. I avoid so much stuff based on traffic and parking. So I was thinking that during my meditate state, that's when my best talks happen. And wires crossed is what the message I'm getting. Feel like I need to put forth through today. Today's a good day. My buddy Jay made it through his 8-hour surgery. Yeah. That, man, human bodies are not made to endure procedures like that, and what it takes to keep somebody asleep and all that stuff. Thank God the world still revolves with him on it. Because, man, he's funny, because, like, every now and again, if people catch one of my videos and they hear me talking shit, about dudes, I talk shit about chicks too. I do not discriminate. I just like talk crap about lower vibrational beings is all. It's what Hale could do. We look at balance and point out, look, see, you spot it, you got it. Yeah. So anyway, 8-hour surgery, man. And but I got to tell him last night before he went in, that I love him. Always tell people you love them, man. People are so afraid to tell people to share love. It's weird. It's like they equate love with just physical love, and so it's like they withhold it from having love, because people are just weird. So I got to tell him I love him, and that it's men like him. Because if it weren't for men like him, I wouldn't believe that dudes could be really, really balanced and good and gentle and loving and kind and non-malicious, because of examples of men like him. And he's one of the best examples of any brother I've ever seen. He's a great brother, a great uncle, and my intention is for his body to heal without complications. So, yay Jay, yay Jay. I sent him my link to my tube. I'm like, while you're recuperating, if you want to hear some stories, His sister, she and I were friends. That's how he and I became friends, because of his sister. And I got to message her today a little bit too. And it occurred to me, it's like people get their wires crossed. People that don't come from like the same backgrounds as other people, they don't know how to relate to people unless they've had the same experience as them, and their imaginations have been limited, because where do people get to imagine? Where's the creativity of? I remember they started taking art programs and music programs and all that stuff for people that can pay for it only, and we never had money, so we never got to do that stuff, right? So it created this division, and I had such a freaking, I didn't start talking about how crappy my childhood and stuff was, because I was surrounded by the misogynistic pigs that couldn't, that were responsible for the behavior a lot of times, so they didn't want to deal with the, their own behavior and how it attributed to somebody's hurt feelings, so you just suck it up. You get that. You suck it up. Get over it. Get over it. Suck it up. And it's like, people that have always said that to me, I'm like, I start telling my story. I'm like, okay, so these are some of the things I've sucked up. Let me know if I've sucked it up enough. Okay. I was talking to a girl today. I was like, those people that are like, what's wrong with you? You didn't your mom hold you as a baby? And then I say things like, well, as a matter of fact, the doctor was freaking, with all of his infinite wisdom, thought that it would be a really good idea to take half of her uterus out when they took my cesarean out. So as a matter of fact, I didn't meet Mom until day 3 of me being on this earth. And then my absentee father didn't show up until like a week later. So yeah, that does. When people aren't born and feel that vibration of love and care and security, a lot of times, if they don't find it in themselves, they're going to learn how to find it externally. And they're going to try and find it with people that match the vibration that didn't offer it to them to begin with. So that's how people keep getting into the same sick and twisted narcissistic, relationships with the narcissist and the empath, is because you're attracted to the assholes that took care of you to begin with, And then if you don't know the vibration of love, where are you going to learn it? I didn't learn it until I was freaking 19, 20 years old and I got a dog. That is when I first experienced unconditional love. And it wasn't until he at the end of his life, when he was 17, that it really sealed the deal, It really sealed the deal of unconditional love, Because it's stressful taking care of things at the end of their life, It's and a lot of times people can't handle their emotions related to the people that they're having to take care of, They get too sad and they don't want, because every day they're reminded that one day they're going to be in a world without the person. So it's just easier to stuff those feelings and emotions and ignore the person and not deal with the person, so you don't have to deal with the emotions related to it. That's kind of a bitch way out. But the world's changing. When I was a little girl, yeah, aside from not meeting my parents later, and then I was like raped when I was like freaking 11 months old, 10 months old, and then, there's other sexual abuse about 3 years old. Put a fishing hook through my tongue when I was 2. When I was 6, I witnessed Mom getting beaten. We lived on the second floor, and I was walking up to her to help her up as the man who beat her kicked her off the porch. I heard her thud land. I was 6. 12 years old, my 6th grade year, Went to 4 schools and didn't go to school for 7 weeks. Missed a connecting flight when I was 12 in San Francisco airport. That's a big airport. Handled that gracefully, no problem. When I was 15, Mom had a stroke. I was all by myself in the middle of the night. I got home. Mom said, call 911. I was 15. I was like, all right, call emergency, ride with her. They thought, oh, she's just from Central Valley. She's just a druggie, just like the rest of them. I overheard that and went and shoot out the nurses at the nurses station, and my mother screaming at the top of their lungs, and the doctor saying, call somebody. And I'm like, I don't have anybody to call, because she has an aneurysm and she's going to die. That's what they first thought. I don't have anybody to call. Just, so it's so when people are telling other people, a lot of times people have freaking crap that happened to them. They don't talk about it, and they will never ever look at it and deal with it again. They'll seal it away, but that vibration has to be resolved, otherwise it creates dissonance. That's how cancers are caused. Ooh, there's stories practitioners, freaking gurus, there's people like me all over. It's just, at this point, it's who you can stand to look at and listen to, and who I freaking listen to. I follow their reports, some astrology reports, but God, people are just really showing who they are, and I'm not in alignment with them, And the funny thing about alignment is the neat thing about alignment is if somebody's not in alignment with you, and they could be like your ideal human being, right? Like your best match as a person, right on. But if you're not on the same vibrational frequency, it's not going to line up. Like when you talk to them, it's just going to be awkward. It's just not going to line up. You're just going to hear blah, 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 and weird shit like that. Anyway. So, I'm going to focus. Kitty, kitty, kitty! Starly! Where are you at? What else? Oh, you're just not going to hear him, and that's why I wonder, but until people vibe, like you. It's like tuning into a radio station, and you're like, you got your, kitty, 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 there you are, thank you for coming back. I said, cat meow. When people, what was I saying? Okay, so when people, are in attunement, you're gonna things that they say are gonna resonate, and when they're not, it's just gonna be all gibberish and nonsense. And here I speak energy, and people, I see all these people talk about energy and vibration and stuff, but here I explain it and give examples and break it down, and how, and that's what's happening is every year the astrology goes around and gives us an opportunity to do things better than we did before. And for a lot of times, people were in their own ego and are like, nope, I'm guiding my ship. I'm only a success because of me. And they're like, and then I'm like, well, what is it that keeps the sun from giving us a solar blast and wiping us all out? I mean, there's something bigger than us. And people just don't recognize it. They think they got all the power, and they make everything happen. And what happens is the astrology allows it, but even when things, ain't nobody 100% successful all the time. So now that balance is coming back into play because karma is a thing and it's freaking catches up to people. And I don't freaking, it's not like I'm freaking, oh, people, their karma, they get what they get. I ain't that, because that's me too. I don't want to bring that on me. And so I think about how, God, it's as much as it sucks, but like all the crap that I went through when I was a little girl, that was to freaking prime me and help me as people go through life and start to go through things, and that's how empathy is made. It's like with my buddy that had his operation today, made me think about, his sister and his loved ones and everything and all these things, and how important it is to have people in a community. And gosh darn it, not a people have been through the things that I've been through in life and turned out pretty okay. But not being a drug addict, freaking meth head, freaking drunk, opportunist, freaking scumbag, hustler. Fuck, what is the hustler? Freaking hate that. I ain't not a freaking hustler. It's trying to get something by on somebody, and that's freaking the cheater's way. And so more people are starting to understand what I'm saying because they're starting to watch my videos a little bit more and more. A lot of people just don't want to admit that they're responsible for their own lives. It's just easier to be like, I'm a victim, this happened to me, and just I mean, because look how many people have freaking GoFundMe and stuff for stuff that they could have remedied themselves. I mean, people just don't take care of themselves. We live in a society they don't, and then when it's too late, then they're like, oh God, take care of me. And I'm freaking trying to get people that emotionally, physically take care of themselves, but prevent the sickness. Just prevent it. But people now, the people that haven't had freaking crappy stuff happen to them, now it's starting to happen because you don't get to live through life without losing people. Now people are getting to an age, people that I went to, because my grandparents died 20 years ago, and my grandma died at 15. She would have been 100 this year on the 11th of December, 1919. But she, so all this, and there's a lot of big percentage of the population that haven't had any diverse situations, so now they're losing people and they're like, oh my God, this is so awful. And people are like, yeah, how nice for you that you didn't have to experience it until you're in your later on. And everybody on this planet knows somebody that's been freaking harmed by another hand. Everybody knows, whether the person talks about it or not. So, and people aren't really too careful about what they say. They're not real cautious and callous. I try to be, and sometimes I say things and I'm like, you know what, that's why I like to preface my conversations with, I make everything awkward. I will make things awkward, and what was the other one I was thinking of? Hi, kitty kitty. You want to say hi, meow meow? You don't want to. You're not in the mood. You're not in the mood. No. You say hi and be good to everyone and say be nice to everyone. He's like, yeah, right. Put me down so I can go eat a squirrel's face. Natural instincts, huh? Pretty kitty. Kitty, kitty. He climbs the ladder that my laptop is sitting on right now. He's like, I want to climb the ladder. So, what else was I going to talk about? People are coming into their own. People really are, you know, and it's great to see. It is. It is. People are becoming more sensitive and to other people because, like I said, more freaking crappy stuff is happening, you know. So it's creating more empathy, and that's a good thing. And this whole next year, just freaking try not to freaking. I call it the year of clear vision, 2020, the year of clear vision. I did a video about it, and I was talking to a gal, and I was like, you know, I wonder if people are starting to see things differently, literally, because of because of the eclipse that happened in what, 2018, 17, 17, 18, 18. Time is so weird. This went across the United States, because I know I looked at it. Now I see all kinds of energy. I see all kinds of freaking alchemy, you know, like when you're watching or I'm paying more attention to it, you know, maybe I've always seen it, who knows. But I think that's about all I got for today. It was just such a real nice, pleasant day, and I fucking broke down. Look at this. I'm breaking out because I treat myself to creamer. It's so awful. It's just there's nasty stuff in it and freaking. But I got some pumpkin spice, and it's like, I used to drink it back in freaking 2004, 2005, you know, when it first came out. It came out in 2003. And it was like too much of a good thing. It got old, and I didn't want it. And it was just, got to the point I just didn't want it at all. And I, for some reason, had a hankering today and went and got some. And when it went back across the street, wait for my clothes to finish drying at the laundromat, and had some coffee, because they have complimentary coffee there. And I was like trying to want some creamer, going around the laundromat, want some pumpkin spice, you know. I don't know. People are so closed off, man. It's like I always, when I leave, I won't use up the time. I'll just offer the time that's left over on the dry to other people, and like you try, and more often than not, people just let it waste. Cause no, that's fine. I'm like, dude, it's free time. And I offered it up to an older guy today, and he was like literally right next to me, and he's starting to put clothes in. I'm like, I still got time on this one if you can have the rest, you know. No, that's all right. I got plenty. I'm like, dude. It's like when I go to the state parks, you know, and somebody's leaving, I'll be like, you got your tag? And then when I'm leaving, somebody's coming in, I'll give it to them. F those people, man. Those freaking foresters pay themselves too much. $5 for someone to go in and walk around for an hour. That's just stupid. Land ain't supposed to be freaking charged for, you know. And that's all the stuff that it's like, why are these politicians millionaires? You know, how come we're paying them so much? You know, all that stuff. You know, that's for another day. Yep. Anyway, yep. The dragonflies are coming out, and the birds are going to show up here pretty quick. God, it's so nice. So nice. Anybody around today? Is anybody out there? No? Alright, well, that's all I got. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.